Okay, so once again, I'm here and let's continue our lesson about financial projection. So where we're going now to discuss this lesson, financial projection, and this is the part 2 of our session 4. So financial projections are forward-looking estimates of a company's financial performance. So ito yung pag sinabing forward-looking, ang tinitingnan natin dito ay so in the future, uh, we will have this estimate para malaman natin ano yung kalalagyan ng finances ng ating company. So businesses use them to forecast. Pag sinabing forecast, yung future revenue para makita, ma-identify or magkaroon sila ng computation kung magkano yung possible kitain nito. Also the expenses, even the cash flows, and even the financial health over a specific period, usually spanning from 1 to 5 years. So, yung financial projection, ginagawa ito para ma-identify natin ano ba yung kalalagyan kahihinatnan ng ating negosyo within 1 to 5 years. And also, a financial projection is essentially an educated estimate. Pag sinabing educated estimate, pinag-aralan ito. So, hindi lang to basta-basta hula ng mga numbers of the revenues and expenditures of your business at a specific point in the future. So, pag sinabing specific point in the future, tinitingnan natin dito, gaano ba katagal? So, 1 year ba? 2 years ba? So, after 3 years, nakikita natin, ito na yung kalalagyan ng finances ng ating negosyo. Now, these projections encompasses various statements. Ano-ano yung mga statements na yan? Income statements and balance sheets, providing a comprehensive view of a company's expected financial performance over a specific period of time. So, isa-isahin natin mamaya yan. So, why financial projection is important? It is important because financial projections are the cornerstones of informed decision-making in the world of finances. Pag sinabing informed decision-making, from the information na nakukuha from that forecast, nagkakaroon ng idea kung ano yung mga decision-making na gagawin nila in the future para doon sa kanilang finances. They are a comprehensive financial roadmap that enables businesses to anticipate future financial performance and analyze potential risk. So, doon sa financial projection, makikita na agad, meron tayong risk, meron tayong kaharapin na problema in the future kapag nagpatuloy yung ganitong klase ng sales natin or yung income natin. Dahil doon pa lang makikita na kung magpapatuloy ba yung finances o ano yung kalalagayan ng finances ng negosyo na iyon. Allocate resources effectively. So doon makikita natin kung saan ba dapat ilagay yung funds na meron ang business, and set realistic goals. So for example, gusto mong bumili ng sasakyan within 1 year. Ang sasakyan, sabihin natin, worth 1.5 million. Ang net sale na natitira lang sa'yo ay 2,000 every month. So, paano mo mabibili yon? So, that is not realistic. Unless na lang na doon sa financial projection nyo, nakita ninyo na dahil maliit lang kikitain, kailangan ninyo magdagdag ng produkto, o kailangan ninyo dagdagan yung service ninyo, o kailangan nyo magbawas o mag-cut cost para madagdagan yung net income ng inyong negosyo. And through that, there's a possibility na makita nyo, okay, possible pa rin pala na within 1 year ay mabili namin yung sasakyan na bibili namin. Accurate financial projection are not merely numbers. They are strategic tools that guided a company's growth and sustainability while helping it navigate the dynamic business landscape. So, there are generally 2 types of financial projection. And most businesses use both of these. Ano yung una? Short-term projections. So, these account for first year of businesses. They are usually broken down month by month. And meron din tayo tinatawag na midterm projection na kung saan they are usually cover the coming 3 years and are broken down into yearly projection. So, yung short term for monthly naman to for a year. And then, yung midterm naman natin is broken down naman yearly. Okay? So, ito yung pagkikreate ng financial projection. So, we have sales forecast, expenses budget, cash flow statement, income projection, balance sheet, and break-even projection. So, ito yung mga makikita natin para sa financial projection. So, start natin with the sales forecast. Ano ba yung sales forecast? Pag sinabing sales forecast, this is usually a spreadsheet na nagpipredict ng expected sales over a specific period. Okay. So if you are an established business, you will probably be covering the next 3 years kung established na. Pero kung hindi pa, pwedeng isang taon lang yan. You can break this down monthly for 1 year and either monthly or quarterly for years 2 and 3. And each different line of sales should be presented a different section showing the numbers of unit. So, ang makikita natin sa sale forecast, showing the number of unit sales, pricing, cost of sales, and gross margin based on the past and current sales. So, syempre, una nating makikita sa sale forecast natin dyan, ilan ba yung unit na gusto nating maibenta o sales unit natin na goal natin within a month. Sabi natin, it can be breakdown by month or yearly. So, punta muna tayo sa short term, month. So, ganong karami ba yung goal natin na maibenta for this month? And then, magkano? Pricing. Magkano yung price natin dyan? And also, yung cost of sales. Okay? So, halimbawa, 300 units. Tapos, ang pricing natin is 100. Magkano yon after mabenta lahat? So, 300 times 100, I think that is 30,000. So, 30,000, that is the cost of sales. Ngayon, yung gross margin, magkano ngayon yung margin natin or kita natin doon sa 30,000 na yon. For example, 300 sales, 100 each. So, 100 na yon, sabihin natin kita tayo ng 80 pesos. So, that is 80% of 100. So, 300 units times 100, 30,000. What is 80% of 30,000? That is our gross margin. Kasi, yung natira doon, yung binawas natin doon sa 30,000, 20% that is the production para ma-provide natin o magawa natin from raw material papunta doon sa ating services or product na ating binebenta. So that's our gross margin. That is based on past and current sales. So it could be based on past. So last month sabihin natin naka 250 tayo. So ang goal natin this month is for 300. Also, kasama din dyan yung expenses budget natin. This is where you need to show how much it will cost your business to make the predicted amounts of sales. So, dito naman, makikita natin, magsisimula tayo sa expenses natin. Magkano bayad sa upa, magkano yung cost of production, magkano yung mga materials, magkano yung bayad sa tao, magkano yung bayad sa utilities. Okay? So, iisa-isahin natin yan. And then from there, makikita natin kung magkano yung gastos natin. For example, yung example natin kanina, 300 yung units na gusto nating i-sales, 100 each, 30,000. So, meron tayo ngayong gap dyan na 80% yung kita natin, which is, what is the 80% of 30,000? So, let's have this computation. So, 100, 20%, 20. So, 20 times 3. I think that is 24,000. Okay? So, I think 24,000. Sabihin natin 24,000 yung ating gross margin. Ngayon, ang goal natin is break even. So, sabihin natin, gumastos tayo ng a total of sabihin natin 20,000 na lang. 20,000 pesos para doon sa monthly expenses natin from raw materials papunta doon kay customer yung ating product. So, pagka kinumpute natin yon 24,000 yung gross margin natin. So, ibig sabihin 6,000 pesos para doon sa sa material sa product natin. So, 6,000 plus 20,000, that is 26,000. Meaning, kung 30,000 yung kinita natin, gross sales, at 26,000 yung ating gastos every month sa 300 sales, meron lamang tayong net income dyan na 4,000 pesos. Okay? So, from this, makikita natin, mabobroken down natin kung mapipredict natin ganong karami kaya yung kailangan nating maibenta para at least papaano ay makover natin yung mga cost natin. So, ililista natin yung mga fixed cost natin. Pwede dyan yung mga payroll, office rent, phone and internet cost, and we have this insurance. For variable cost naman, pag sinabing variable cost naman, ito yung mga nababago. Hindi siya consistent or hindi siya fixed. So, meron tayong advertising and promotional activities. For example, last month, pumunta pa kayo sa isang lugar, convention para mag-promote. This month, tatlong convention na yung pinuntahan nyo. So, nadagdagan yung advertising and promotional activities ninyo. Yung cost of raw materials, nagkaroon ng problema dito sa isang supplier. Alam mo, mas mahal doon sa may kabilang supplier, pero wala kang magagawa, kailangan bumili doon. And we have this credit card fees if you're using a credit card, and seasonal workers. Kung dumating yung time na kailangan mo magkaroon ng mga part-time workers dahil sa production o dahil sa dami ng mga kailangan i-produce na product. So, those are variable cost. So, you will also need to work out the amounts of taxes and interest you need to pay based on predicted numbers of sales. So, ayan yung mga kaharapin ng mga numbers natin. And after that, cash flows. So, yung cash flow natin shows the actual amount of money you expected will be moving in and out of your business during the period you are forecasting. So, syempre, if you're established business, making prediction for the next 3 years, you should base these figures from your previous profit and loss statement balance sheets to produce realistic estimates. Kasi kung gagawa ka lang ng mga numbers, there's high possibility na mamali yung prediction mo at malugi yung negosyo. Pero dito sa cash flows kasi, actual amount na ito na ina-expect mo na papasok sa yung pera at lalabas sa yung pera. Example nito, actual, so halimbawa, on my part, meron akong sale sa TikTok. Hindi naman pag ibinigay ko agad kay TikTok rider yan, o sa TikTok hub yan, automatically, nasa akin na yung pera. I-deliver pa nila yan. And it takes 7 days bago makarating sa akin, sa bangko ko, yung pera. Meaning, expected ko na kung magkano yung papasok sa akin within 7 days. At expected ko na rin magkano yung possible na pwedeng lumabas sa akin excuse me, na pera within consecutive days. And from that, makakagawa ngayon ako ng mga predictions para malaman ko magkano yung matitira doon sa aking cash. Yan. Dahil ang susunod dyan yung income projection statement. This is a forecast profit and loss statement. So, forecast profit and loss statement. Detailing your expected profit and losses over the next 3 years. You should work this out using the figures you have used in your sales forecast. Okay, sales forecast, expenses budget, and cash flow statement. So, pagsasamahin natin yung tatlo kanina para ma-predict natin yung income projection. So, a figure for each year should be included as well as a total 3-year period. And then we have also these balance sheets. Your projected balance sheet needs to account for all the assets and liabilities. So, pag sinabing assets and liabilities, included sa assets natin yung yung tables and chairs, yung mga gamit natin sa office, computers, mga machines natin, that's a part of the assets. And liabilities naman, ito naman yung mga expected na babayaran natin or pananagutan natin na lalabas doon sa ating cash. For example, your asset includes any property or equipment your business owns. Kasama din yan yung unsold inventory. Kasi nga, sooner or later, mabebenta din naman yan. And it will turn into cashes. And any invoices that have not yet been paid. For example, meron kang mga reseller na bago magbayad after a week or after a month before sila magbayad. So, binibigay mo na yung produkto mo sa kanila and then after 1 month, tsaka pa lang sila magbabayad. So, those are part of the invoices na not yet been paid. And then yung liabilities naman, ito naman yung mga amount sa mga business natin na owns natin to other people. It could be credit card, it could be a bank loan, it could be a co-op loan, or it could be a personal loan sa mga tao na kung saan we own it. And such as the amount you own or business loan or invoices from your supplier that you had been paid. For example, kanina example natin doon sa asset natin, meron kang reseller na binigyan mo muna ng produkto bago magbenta. And after nila makabenta, tsaka lang magbabayad. So, that's part of the assets. This time naman sa liabilities, pwede ikaw naman yung kumukuha ng product, ng raw materials doon sa nagpo-provide sa'yo ng mga raw materials, okay, or suppliers, and then binabayaran mo sila every 15th day of the month or if every 30th of the month. So, it take you at least 30 days bago ka magbayad. So, that's part of your liabilities. So, yun yung mga statement or invoices sa mga supplier mo na hindi pa nababayaran. And then the balance is the difference between the total value of your asset and the total value of your liabilities. It should be balanced. So kung ito ay ang lahat ng assets mo 300,000, dapat ang liabilities mo magbabalance sila 300,000 din. And then we have this break-even projection. So, kagaya ng example natin kanina, nalaman mo, kailangan mo pala makabenta ng at least 300 units para at least medyo may kita ka lang ng konti. May allowance ka lang ng 4,000 pesos dyan. Pero, ang goal pa rin yan is to make sure na for the next months, ay tatakbo pa rin ang iyong business. This is just a break-even projection. So the point at which your business breaks even is when the amount of money is making overtakes the amount it is spending, includes interest. So if your business is viable and you have to, pag sinabing viable ay pwede siyang magpatuloy, okay? Or it can turn into success, you have to work out your figures accurately. You can use your financial forecast to work out the predicted date when you expect it break even. This is extremely important for potential investors who want to see evidence that your business will grow. So, si break even projection, tinitignan niyan yung mga past transaction mo and then yung future transaction mo. Para makita sa break-even projection, okay, so within 3 years pala, yung investment ko ay return na, nakabalik na. Ang tawag na dyan is return of investment, ROI. Okay? So, this is an example of income statement, pero medyo malabo, but lahat naman yan ay searchable online, so you can search it. So, I think that's all for this lesson. So, if you have questions, mag-send lang kayo ng query sa ating silid or sa ating group chat, and expect a quiz for this lesson. So, I think yun lang. Maraming salamat. God bless everyone.